As in TikTok, and we got the deal on TikTok. Amazon reportedly and others were interested in buying it from the Chinese company ByteDance. But Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary yesterday, also said no country should retaliate, which was in some ways a veiled threat that our tariffs or import taxes could go up. So it's hard to see what the end game is here, Chris. There's quite frankly no rationale, no economic rationale for the way this has been put into place. It could be potentially damaging beyond what we currently consider. If it goes into, as I said earlier, a full-blown trade war. But if China's going to retaliate, we could see retaliation from Japan, South Korea, possibly Taiwan, which would be unusual given that we are allies with them. And depending on what happens ultimately with Canada and Mexico, further retaliation there as well. So don't know the end game. I'm not quite sure what the point of this is, although the president has said several things. Number one, he would like to replace ultimately certain taxes with import taxes. He would like to raise revenue to finance tax cuts. Kind of hard to do that. It's not really compatible. This is a massive tax on the American people and certainly on American business.
I'm just hearing in my ear the Dow is down more than 1,700 points. That would be the highest level of drop, the biggest drop since these tariffs were announced, now down 1,713, 14, 22, 25. I'm going to stop looking at that right now. Let me ask you about this, Congressman, and drive this home for people. A guy named Dan Ives, he's an analyst for Wedbush Securities, released a post calling this economic Armageddon. And here's what he wrote. 50% China tariffs, 23% Taiwan tariffs would essentially cause a shutoff valve from U.S. tech landscape and in the process cause every electronic to go up 40 or 50% for consumers. iPhones in the U.S., made in the U.S., would cost $3,500 compared to $1,000 now. The stock market, as we know, is not the economy, but if prices go up anywhere near that amount, can Republicans message their way out of this?
No, they can't. This is simply a massive tax increase by any measure. The tariff is a tax. And what did we not learn from Smoot-Hawley of 1930? These tariffs are going to reduce imports. There's no question about that. But it will also lead to a contraction of the economy. During the Great Depression, you know what? We ran trade surpluses. But did anybody care when we had 20% unemployment? No, they didn't. It was a mistake. And everybody acknowledges it. So why are we doing it again? This is not only dumb, but it is destructive. And then we got this piece of paper from the administration saying, calculating these rates that aren't even based on what the other countries are tariffing us at. So this makes no sense at all. Republicans in Congress should reclaim their Article I authority and insist that they could pass a bill that would say that the president could not impose any tariffs in the name of national security or national emergencies without the vote of the U.S. Congress. That's how they need to reclaim this authority. They have to push back because this is going to cost them in the election.
So, Ron, I also want to ask you about something else the president posted today. He said this would be, I'm quoting here, a perfect time for Fed Chair Jerome Powell to cut interest rates. And